Alright, next battle. Oh gosh, it's such a struggle. So many people doing the last minute Master League push. And this guy's in the Quick League, so he's not going to make it regardless. Just trying to get something before the ladder ends. Although, at least if you get, I think it's like maybe 5 matches in, regardless of where you end up, you do get a participation reward, which is like a few booster packs, so it's something. Anyway, so we start Latias and Magmar, and it is the attacking Magmar. I don't have Arven, I don't have Precious Trolley, and I don't have Pokegear. 2 Boss's Orders and a Turo. Pass. I got nothing I can do right now. And we got Zoroark on the other side. Haven't seen one of those in a while. With the Ghastly on the bench. So it's Zoroark with Gengar. So that's interesting. And that actually makes sense. I can see that being useful because generally you want multiple Zoroark in play so that you can trade multiple times. You pick a card in your hand to discard and then you draw 2 cards. So you throw away stuff you don't need and hopefully draw into the things that you do need. And so I just retreated, attacked with Magmar. It only does 20 damage, but I don't really have a choice. I gotta get rid of this thing, because once I can use that Nest Ball, I can start doing some other stuff. And they're doing Earthen Vessel, getting some more Dark Energy. Pollen again. And this is the last bit where we have the Badoo board and Year of Badoo, all that stuff. So once the reset happens, we should see a new board for Ascended Heroes. Badoo goes down. I'll have items unlocked next turn. There's a Numel, the Call for Family Numel, which I've not used yet, but that's another one that I've got in the deck so that if, for instance, like right now under item lock, I would still be able to use Call for Family and get my board set up that way. And I have just the one of those. Generally, the Burning Numel is better. Okay, got items. So let's throw down the Nest Ball. Start with Volcanion. Go ahead and play the Numel. Nest Ball for another Magmar. And even though the reversal energy doesn't do much for Volcanion, I can still use it. It gives me 1 colorless energy, so I can use it for the Technical Machine Evolution. And I'll have double Magmortar on the bench. So let's grab those out. And now the burn is going to be a knockout on this Zorua. You'll notice the En's Reshiram did hit the bench, and so taking away this energy slows them down because they do need 2 darkness energy in order to attack with Zoroark. And of course, Zoroark only has 1 attack. It's got the ability to trade, and then its attack is called Night Joker. And you can choose one of your N's Pokemon on the bench and use their attack as your attack. So that's why Reshiram is on the bench. It's got the Powerful Rage ability, or Powerful Rage attack, which does 20 damage for each damage counter on the Pokemon. So Zoroark I have to be careful. I don't want to just burn it and hope the burn knocks it out, because it's going to be able to do powerful rage with any burn damage I leave. So I have to one-shot that thing. And then the other attack it's got is Virtuous Flame. And it's way too costly to do on its own on actual Reshiram, but to copy with Night Joker is fine. 170 is not a lot, but it's enough to deal with most non-EX Pokemon, regardless of whether they're basic, stage 1 or stage 2. And so I need to target the Reshiram. If I can take out the Reshirams, then Zoroark can attack. So let's burn it. And I'm going to retreat, because if they can move Reshiram back to the bench, another Virtuous Flame would just knock out my Volcanion, and I want to try to preserve it. So Numel's in the active. If they take that out, it's not a big deal. And it is basic, so I'll be able to just retreat it for free. Question is, are they able to retreat, or is it going to go down because the burn did stick? Okay, so they got another Reshiram, so maybe they don't care about this one going down. Or maybe they just can't move it, because it does have a 2 retreat cost, so it's not easy to move. It would need an air balloon, which is already on the Zora on the bench. Or you would need something like a Turo, but they did use Cypher Maniac, so you can only use 1 supporter per turn. And I do get a Jet Energy, so that's nice. Jet Energy is just fantastic. I'll be sad when that rotates. Okay, and so if I had a Fire Energy, I would retreat. No, there's really no way to do it. I'd have to attach 2 different energies in order to make this work. So instead, I'm just going to Turo my Volcanion, clear off that damage, and I don't have anything I can Night Stretcher for. I could retreat, but I may as well just leave it. I'm putting Volcanion back down, because then if Numel goes down, Volcanion can move into the active for the burn. And that's one thing. These battles against and Zoroark definitely feel more like a chess match, because you have to do, okay, what are they going to do? And so he bossed my Latias, which makes sense. You know, that's my Skyliner. That's how I'm able to get all this free retreat. So that does restrict my mobility, and that gets them 2 prize cards. Question is, do I want to bring it back? Do I want to do something else? I'm going to bring the Reshiram to the active again with boss's orders. I'm going to keep the Night Stretcher, because I want to be able to attack with Camerupt. Yeah, I'm just going to pass, because I don't have any damage on me. I don't really need to be worried if they do switch back in the active. The Virtuous Flame would only hit me for 170, which I would survive. Ooh, an Ends Castle. Okay, so now all of their Ends Pokemon do get free retreat. That's a good stadium. Only good for Ends Pokemon. And they discard the INO in favor of Earthen Vessel. Oh, they just kind of wanted stuff in order to get used for the Ultra Ball and Rare Candy to Mega Gengar. And a mistake that pretty much everyone has made when I play Mega Gengar is that its ability, Shadowy Hiding I think it's called, is whenever your Darkness Pokemon get knocked out by damage from an attack, the opponent takes 1 less prize card. The thing is, that does not apply if they go down to burn damage, because that is not damage from an attack, that's just an effect, and that happens during checkup. So Shadowy Hiding or Shadowy Concealment would not activate, and also Flip the Script does not activate. And we've seen that denying the Flip the Script has been crucial in so many matches. A lot of people are not prepared for it, and it's just been huge. And so I'm burning, and I'm moving this Magmortar up in the active again to save my Volcanion in case they were to Night Stretcher and bring back the Reshiram. They're not going to hit Volcanion, and they only have one card in hand, so they're going to have to trade in order to get anything. And I'm just banking on they can't get what they need. And if they knock out this Magmortar, they're thinking, oh, well, you know, I can, you know, remove this damage in play. But discarding, getting that fire energy in the discard would give me the fire energy I need for Camerupt. So, like I said, chess. So yeah, the Reshiram came back. Magmortar went down. And you have activated my trap card. Okay, let's evolve. And Night Stretcher. Fire energy. Scalding Steam. And I have the win, but I always like to play things out just to kind of see, okay, if somehow they were to stay in the game, because there was a glitch previously with Mega Gengar. I feel like it's been fixed, but also I don't want to risk it. I would rather just be 100% sure, okay, if it survives this, or if I don't get my 2 last prize cards, can I still win? And I grab the Night Stretcher for the Latias, so I get that free retreat. I could have also used Arven for switch, but this is more of a permanent solution. Also, if that Pokegear had gotten me Professor Turo, I could have just used Turo to move Volcanion out of the active, so I purposely made this deck with lots of different options for mobility. And I do correctly get my last 2 prize cards, so whew, that was a rough start, but you know, I like chess, and so it was a good match. Good game.